Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the Tata Steel Blitz tournament, the inaugural Blitz tournament taking place here in Calcutta. We've had the Rapid already. The Blitz has just kicked off. 2 rounds down, Tania, and we have a clear leader already and not really a big surprise.
No surprises there, Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's the man of the hour, the one who won the Rapid and who everybody knows is so dangerous in these formats. It's Hikaru Nakamura. Well, until now it's been the Hikaru show, but let's take a look at what are the standings, and then we'll get the pairings up as well. So Hikaru leads with 2, clear leader after round 2. Levon looking to catch up at 1.5. He's also shown some impressive. He had a very convincing game against Praggnanandhaa. Shak, a bunch of people at 1. Sergei Karyakin lost the last game and he's at half, and Praggnanandhaa still at 0. A tough tournament for him. We'll see what happens, and this is what's going to go down in round 3, which is about to kick off really soon. We've got an all-India matchup with Hari up against Surya, 2 good friends, but there are no friends over the chessboard, especially not when it's Blitz. Levon up against Hikaru. Now that is definitely our go-to game, Lawrence, with Hikaru as the leader and Levon really looking to snatch that from him with the white pieces.
Yeah.
Wesley, not been so impressed by his play so far, is up against Pragg. We'll see what he does there. Shak against Vidit. Very interesting matchups all over. And Sergey against Vishy. Now Vishy, he's been drawing all his game. That's been very, very solid play. But I have to say, Lawrence, that's not really going to get him anywhere in the standings. We need to see more than draws by him.
We need to see his teeth. He's not won a game yet in this whole tournament.
It might happen now.
It might happen now. Let's see. We're going to bring the games up, and this is the big game, of course. Aronian versus Nakamura, the 2 leaders. Levon with white, he's going to be thinking, this is an opportunity
This
here.
is his opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, guys, I am watching the Twitch stream,
Be nice.
the Twitch chat. Be nice
To me, not so much to him.
Send Tania your love in the Twitch chat. Let's get a few less than 3s in the chat for Tania. Let's get a few less than 3. You know less than 3? That's the emote for love on. Let's get a few less than 3s for Tania in the chat. She needs some. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this, Tania, with you. And we've got a full day and a half left. It's going to be great. Lots of action. Lots of love in the Twitch chat. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, to follow Tania as well on... Yeah, did you just do the heart?
I just did the heart.
Okay. She just did the heart. Follow Tania and myself on Twitter. Well, that's where we make a lot of our announcements, chess related and otherwise, mostly chess related. Sometimes Tania's, tweeting articles of her fashion shoots and that kind of stuff. But otherwise, but otherwise it's chess related. Follow us at Lawrence Trent I am and at Tania Sachdev.
All right, Lawrence, if you're done plugging all of that,
they're not even there yet.
We're about to kick off, and
we got to plug when they're not at the board. All right.
Teammates, friends, face off.
Yes.
When a lot is at stake, and Hari is definitely with the white pieces going to be looking to forget that friendship for the next 15 minutes.
Absolutely. And here's the young man, Praggnanandhaa, the wonder kid from India, one of the world's youngest grandmasters. In fact, he just missed out, didn't he? He nearly got the title of the youngest grandmaster of all time, but missed out by a month or 2. Phenomenal talent. Remember seeing him a few years ago.
The big game.
Yeah, this is the big game. And we're going to kick things off in just a second. I wonder how Aronian's going to open. Is he going to open with e4 again? Because he opened with e4 in the last game. Wouldn't surprise me. He's been transitioning over to playing e4 a lot more recently. But against Hikaru, he might not, because he'll think, well, Hikaru will just play some kind of, Hikaru would be happy with the draw here. So he wants to spice things up against Hikaru. I wonder if he'll play c4 or something a bit more exotic. And there we have Mamedyarov.
Don't forget, this is a long day. We've got 9 games of Blitz. We are in round 3, and really in this format, endurance and stamina is really everything. You're fine in round 3. You're okay with round 4 and 5, but it really starts hitting you then. And it's going to be interesting to see how these players hold up. And these 2 right in front of you are the ones who really know how to go through to the end of the day, keeping their abilities, precision, speed, and all of it. And here we go. D4.
And here we go. So he did start with d4, knight f6, knight f3. Okay, all been seen before. e6 and g3 by Levon. Okay. Now his Hikaru going to play the move b5 here. That's normally what you do.
I feel like this is the first time that I've seen Hikaru actually have it think so early on in the game.
Absolutely. Now b5 is a really interesting move. Stops white going c4, and you can develop the bishop on a long diagonal. So that's why most players play c4 here. They don't play with g3 in this particular move order because of b5.
Hikaru's gone.
He's gone c5. Very interesting. And bishop g2. And now is he going to play knight c6, or is he going to take on d4 and then play d5? That's the big question. It's going to be one of the two. He's either going to come out here, or he's going to take. He could go d5, but then we get some Catalan positions. I think he's going to do something a bit different here. What do you think, Tanya?
I think knight c6.
You think knight?
He's gone for cd4, and he's going to shut castle.
And castles immediately, and d5. Yeah, very similar. Knight d4 and e5. This has all been played many times before.
This is such an active way for black to play.
This is almost like a reversed Grunfeld to a certain extent. And now the move bishop e6 is the most well-known move in this position. You can just go bishop e7 though. And black wants to play bishop e6, knight c6, protect his center, and claim. And queen d3 by Levon, a very Aronian-esque move.
Knight comes to c6.
What is queen d3 all about? That one I've not seen before. Does he just want to put a rook on d1?
Looks like it, because one of white's main ideas is definitely to put pressure along the d file on the d5 pawn.
Right. Very interesting concept there. We're going to keep an eye on the other games, of course, even though this is game of the round. Is there anything super spicy on the other boards? Not really. There's a very interesting game, Mamajara Vidit. We'll quickly look at that position, I guess, because Shaq yet to really get off to the races. Shaq has played a same-ish variation of the Nimzo and just said, you know what, I'm keeping my pawn. You're not having my pawn. I'm keeping it. It's all mine. But very difficult position to play this with black in Blitz. You can't develop your pieces easily. The
knight on e6 and c7 are a bit stuck.
Yeah, I like this
I like
approach.
it for white. Despite the king being on f2, it's actually not an unsafe king at all. Black often does also try to have moves like f5 and plans around that to just create some play in such positions. I'm also very interested to see this Harry Ganguly game, Lawrence, because I see Harry the h pawn.
Harry the h pawn.
Harry the h pawn has gone to h5.
Wow, look at this. He's just ripped this h-pawn up the board. No care in the world. Looking to open things up, weaken this square, checkmate the guy. But actually, it seems as though that Ganguly has got a perfectly reasonable position here. Bishop c2 on the board.
Against e4, that was a threat.
Yeah, but this looks absolutely fine. These two pawns standing majestically in the center. Really restricting the movement of these knights.
I'm not sure, Lawrence. Bishop g5, queen d2, long castle could be a plan for white. And where is your king going?
Bishop f5.
Bishop f5 looks reasonable.
He's going
to trade off. Is he going to go long castle as well?
He is. He certainly is.
Bishop g5 on the board.
How dangerous is this?
So bishop f6 is a threat. Queen d6 against that.
Correct.
Also probably looking at going long castling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queen d2 could be an option here.
Yeah.
He's gone for knight g3.
Forcing this bishop.
This is really nice because queen d2 would probably be a waste of a move because bishop c2 you again have to move the queen. This way he's asking black, do you want to take my bishop on c2, and then I just develop my queen in one move to c2 with the idea of long castle.
Yeah, these pawns are hanging pawns.
This position is going to blow up really soon.
All right. The Vichy Anand game, we got
a lot of people have been asking for that.
They want to see their hero Vichy, and this is the position against Sergey. We've got a Rai Lopez Berlin, and Vichy has decided to go with h6 g5 and knight h5. Very, very typical maneuver nowadays. And the question is he threatening to go here or here? That's the big question. That is the big question. And Sergey in the think tank. And he did go bishop f2, and he's got knight f4. Now this knight coming to d3 potentially. Sergey has to be very careful here. What's he going to do against this move? Not entirely sure.
I actually like Vishy's position.
By the way, I think we should... Yeah, Vishy's position is absolutely fine. Bishop to g1. And I can see...
A lot is happening on the Hari board. Let's quickly go to the Hari Ganguly game. So we had what we predicted, long castles, bishop f6, and now what? Is rook knight g5 on the board?
This looks terrible.
It looks really bad. Where is that knight on e7 going? How is he defending the h7 pawn? That pawn on h6 is 2 squares away from queening.
Also, knight e6 is a threat.
Knight e6 is a huge threat. Knight f7, this looks really, really bad for black. Surya shaking his head because he knows he's come under fire really early on.
Yeah, no, this is just over. This is just resigns. It wouldn't surprise me if Surya just gave up here because...
There's no play for him. There are absolutely no threats that black has in these positions.
Yeah, knight e6, knight takes h7 is just child's play for somebody of Harry's quality. He'll feel pretty bad about losing.
This is painful.
Moves. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we'll come back to this a bit later. We should, however, check out...
With our leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had some absolute carnage on the board. We've got this position.
Wait, what?
Well, it's just so 2 rooks for...
No, it's not 2 rooks. It's rook and a piece, rook and a knight, and a few pawns. Wow. How many exactly? 2. So it's rook, knight, and 2 pawns versus queen. That is so interesting. That is super interesting.
But it doesn't feel enough for white after castles. I would take black here all day, every day. Or as they say, all day, day. Right? That's not how I say it, but you get my drift. Pieces are well coordinated. Very, very good pieces. These knights look a bit clumsy to me, to my eyes. Rook ac1 played. And rook d8.
It really doesn't look enough compensation for white at all. If black didn't have the minor pieces and a rook and it was just queen versus rook and knight, it would still be okay. But there's a lot of damage that this queen can do with all the pieces on the board. Hikaru looking really good, and look at him. He's an entire minute up on the clock. Does he think at all?
He does think. He just thinks
really
a lot
fast.
quicker. Yeah. King g2, queen b5 on the board. I would hate to play this position with white. I can't move my pieces. I can't get some kind of momentum going. Knight b1, rook takes d1.
White really wants to trade off as many pieces as he can in this position.
Is Hikaru just going to lock this guy off? Is it just going to lock this guy off?
He's gone for bishop b4.
Okay. Trying to restrict this knight, basically. Interesting move, bishop b4, by the way. That is outside of my vision, I have to say. Bishop b4 on the board. I think he wants to punt this a pawn up the board, to be honest.
a5, a4 looks like a very, very good plan here. And white also has to be careful because black is actually threatening queen a4 right now. You can't go knight c3 because of that bishop on b4. You can't push the a2 pawn because the knight on b3 is hanging. So queen a4 is a real threat on the board.
Yeah, I hate Levon's position, and he's down. He's really suffering. 1 minute 35, rook c1 on the board. And Vishy in horrible shape as well.
And Hikaru has gone for queen b6.
Okay.
So what does he want?
He just wants to control some squares, but it doesn't feel like enough.
Queen b6, knight c3.
Hari has beaten Ganguly. Yeah.
We do have our first result. Hari has won against Surya Ganguly. That was such carnage on the board for Surya. It was such a bad game for him. So rook c1.
All right, a5 on the board here. Let's quickly...
He wants to go a4 and grab the b2 pawn. I really think this is going to be a difficult position for white to defend. Yeah. He's trying to create threats.
Rook c5, you can take on f3, go a4. Lots of moves here for
that
black.
That looks like something Hikaru would do now. Knight f3.
Why isn't he doing it?
He's gone for it, and he's going to take ef3 and a4 should be on the board.
Does Levon want to... Oh,
he wants to give rook c.
No, he wants to be a genius. He wants to play like this. He wants to set up some kind of fortress.
That's what he wants. This is tough to break.
He's actually gone with rook c8. Well, he can also save the piece, which makes a lot of sense. Wow.
Yeah, because that's a fortress that you can have with an extra knight as well on the board.
Exactly. Actually, now things are... This king is so well protected. This is so well protected.
Mamedyarov, without any other pieces on the board, it's going to be hard for black to create any play with that queen.
Yeah. The fortress idea, though, could work. I think that probably is a fortress.
Rook c7.
Rook c7, king e8. Yeah, it feels as though Levon is kind of...
Can he take on e6 now?
He can. I think Hikaru's a bit worried now.
But actually. I think knight e6, it probably runs...
Well...
Can I go queen e5?
No, you're going to take a pawn here.
No, but then you just go knight g7, king f8.
Okay.
And... rook g7.
Okay.
You have to go h8. And I just go rook a7 now.
Okay. Yeah, this...
And I win your a4 pawn. And all right, so let's go back to... We had b3 on the board.
Mamedyarov in a dominating position as well. We'll quickly check in with that position here. We'll get straight to the current position. This is just an easily winning endgame. The
king just moves forward and the rook behind. Rook in front of the pawn as a defender is just a really bad defender. We must know that this is not the way to defend. You need that rook the other way around, behind and not in front of the passed pawn to defend these positions.
Exactly.
Because now the king just moves forward, attacks the rook, and it's all over.
Yeah.
Vidit has had enough. He has resigned.
Let's go back to the Iranian game.
So let's just update the position.
Going to update the position, and knight takes a3 has, and this really is a very clear fortress for Levon Iranian. This will end in a draw almost certainly. Knight takes a3, queen takes a3, and in fact, is he going to get ambitious? The game was already a draw. Okay, so that's been agreed. Let's go to the Wesley So game, because Praggnanandhaa, is he going to get finally half a point on the board? At least half a point. What is going on here, Tania? Looks...
Wait, does he just have... He's a pawn less, right?
Yeah, but look at the
Look at the pieces.
Yeah, look at the squares.
He's got the d file under control. Knight is jumping to d5. That bishop on a3, I hate that bishop on a3 right now. Definitely a lot of compensation for black, and Praggnanandhaa playing extremely aggressively, just putting all his pieces in the center.
Bishop d4, I like it.
Finding the right squares for them.
I like it, putting pressure on Wesley So here. And wow, what's going on here? Okay, rook e8, Praggnanandhaa holding his own. Is he going to get off the board here with some kind of result? Looks promising. Okay, rook e8, rook c4.
He needs to be really quick though. He's down to 20 seconds against Wesley's 40 seconds. Rook e1 on the board.
Rook e1, look at this.
So if rook d4, you're just going to take on d1 and pin that bishop and make it really difficult for white to get out of it.
I love rook e1, great move.
He's gone rook d4, rook e1, and now bishop b2 runs into knight into knight into b4.
And rook takes d1, king f3, and what did Praggnanandhaa do here? Rook to d2, very clever. Stopping this king coming in, g4.
Attacking the a2 pawn as well, and just rook a2. And this a4 pawn could be extremely dangerous for white.
This looks fantastic. Bishop to c1. Rook a2, bishop to c1.
There we see with it, having a look at the game.
This is what we've got on the board, rook a1. Is Wesley having to repeat with bishop b2? He wants to play on, but he understands that it's very, very dangerous to play on here with white. Could lose the whole game. Bishop b2 played. Is Praggnanandhaa going to just go for the repetition here?
I don't believe he will do that. He's gone for rook a2, bishop c1.
Yes.
He's gone...
Rook A1 and Wesley.
And a repetition.
And a repetition and a draw. Oh. Great result though for Praggnanandhaa. Fantastic result. Drawing with the black pieces.
With the black pieces against Wesley. This is in fact Praggnanandhaa's his second super tournament. He did play against Wesley in the Lyon Masters as well. This is only the second time this kid is up against all these very strong players, the top grandmasters of the world. So in fact, a very good result with the black pieces, and Wesley discussing with Vidit if things could have gone any other way.
And actually, Vishy Anand lost on time.
Oh my God!
Against Sergei Karyakin.
He lost.
Torment continues in this tournament. I think his position was already very bad. But maybe it's okay. Let's have a look at the final position, so Tania.
This is the final position, and
yes.
You have to stop c7, so rook c2. It's not really that easy because, yes, two pieces for a rook are in general stronger than the rook, but in the ending it's not the same case, and the rooks are really, really active. You know, I'm threatening to go rook d3 next.
Absolutely.
I want to push this a pawn.
I think I'd even prefer black here, just because white is just so tied up. You would probably have to play a move like knight c4. Maybe I wouldn't prefer black. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Knight c4, rook ec3 is probably the way forward. And some kind of...
Well, at least I can go rook e2, you know?
You can also go rook e2.
I can just go rook e2, and yeah. I really don't see that Black will suffer here at all. It should probably just be an immediate draw.
Yeah.
But that's a real pity that he lost on time.
Yeah, huge.
Because there is an increment. There's a 3-second increment here, so...
Correct.
I'm surprised.
Very, very, very disappointing for the Tiger of Madras, Vishy Anand, yet to get really going at all.
He hasn't won a single game in this entire event so far.
I know. It's crazy. He needs to find some inspiration from somewhere. But I'm so happy for Praggnanandhaa, who manages to get off the mark with a draw against Wesley So. As you can see there, Hari Krishna crushed Surya, absolutely destroyed him. Mamedyarov also had a walk in the park against Vidit, and Sergei beating Vishy on time.
Very lucky in a drawn position.
Absolutely. And here are the standings. Get them up.
Going into round 4. So Hikaru Nakamura still leads after a very interesting game against Levon Aronian. And now we've got 3 players right behind Hikaru. That's Levon, Shak and Hari Krishna. So they're catching up. Hikaru looking unstoppable, but he did draw the last game. We've got Karyakin and Wesley on 1.5, and Vishy, Vidit and Surya really struggling. They're at 1, and Praggnanandhaa after a fine draw against Wesley at half point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've got a very, very interesting video coming up that, well, I don't know about you guys, but Lawrence here will absolutely love this and enjoy it the most.
And this is...
What do you do on a rest day in a Blitz tournament? You play more Blitz.
Right. We were invited to the house of one of the main organizers here, one of the main sponsors. And this is me playing against none other than Sergei Karyakin. And, you know, Sergei tried something a bit experimental against me. He played with g6, which is not his normal thing. And people are asking, why are you standing up? Because the light, it was a bit of a weird light. I couldn't see the board sitting down.
Was it that, or were you just really excited?
Yeah. And big shout out actually to Chess India, who filmed this. And I'm with the white pieces now. Unfortunately, you can't see the board particularly well here. But you can see I've castled on the queen side. I've launched my f-pawn up the board. You can see there we're both low on time, about 1:30 each. And we haven't got sound, unfortunately. There was a bit of banter going on, Tania. I know you were watching in the wings.
This is so much fun.
But, you know, it was fun to play against Sergei. I've just played my h-pawn up the board. And this is no Berlin, as I said to Sergei. This is not your Berlin, my friend. Keep everything closed on the queen side. And very, very shortly, we have some exchanges. And finally, I find a way, push my pawn up the board, get that knight in, throw the other one in, put him under pressure, He tries to checkmate me. Not today, sir. No, thank you. Exchange the queens. Take the pieces off. Invade with the rook. And Sergei on the back foot here. Knight comes into h6. That one was applauded by Hikaru Nakamura, keeping things nice and tight at the back. And Sergei realizing at this point, win a pawn, check the guy, get him to resign.
That's it.
And that is how you do it.
That's how it's done.
No, we had good fun last night. It was really great to hang out with everybody, play a bit of Blitz.
That was actually a good game by you, Lawrence.
Thanks, Tania.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So what do you think? If you were up there playing against these guys, how many points do you think you'd score?
In 18 games?
9 for today.
9 for today. I think I'd get
1 against Sergei.
Maybe somewhere between 1 and 2.
Okay, that's
maybe
very
1.
modest of
Maybe
you.
1.
Yeah, maybe closer to 1.
Closer to 1 than 2. 1.5 would be acceptable. But hopefully we'll be able to play the World Rapid and Blitz Championship.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I don't think we've had an announcement on it yet. We're all waiting for that.
Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna play that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a very short break
right
again.
Before we go into round 4.
We are.
Things are heating up, so come right back.
See you soon.